Hey everyone, welcome to my Can You Beat Pokemon Platinum with Arceus level 100 only run. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel.
I got motherfucker!
What is going on, everyone? My name's Alpha, and today we are doing another Pokemon challenge. Of course, we are on Pokemon Platinum, and today we will be doing the no attacking challenge. We've done this in the past on Pokemon Emerald, and now we are going to do it on this new Pokemon Platinum game. I feel like I play the same 3 games: Emerald, Platinum, and Pokemon White. so maybe I need to branch out, start doing some Gen 6, Gen 7 stuff. And to put this in perspective, this took over our entire week, and I just got around to finally rendering down the clips and putting on commentary and editing it together. And I would gladly appreciate it if you would leave a like, click the subscribe button, and also drop a comment letting me know some challenges you would like me to do in the future, Pokemon related or not. Anyways, let's get into the actual challenge itself. To begin, we have to pick Piplup, so our rival will have their starter as Turtwig. This will be more apparent as we continue throughout the challenge, and since we are not attacking at all, we are going to let our rival beat our Pokemon for the first fight, because there's no way we can actually beat him. We can't stall him out so he struggles to death, because he will just eventually kill us with tackle. Luckily, if we lose, it's not an awful thing, because this game just progresses us without much bother when I lose. So we head north through Sanjin Town and obtain the ability to catch Pokemons. And here in the grass is home to Shinx, who have the ability to Intimidate, which will be very helpful. Catching a lot of them before our very first required fight will be necessary. Now the first trainer has a level 5 Starly, and the game plan to start will be switch between Shinx's to lower its attack stat, and then, oh boy, drained all of his PP out of Tackle, Quick Attack, and Growl, and then continue switching in and out until he struggles to death. Well, this is brain numbing. We get through the Tiny Bird and fight another trainer with a Bidoof, fight Burmy as well, and all the same method. We wait until it struggles to death. But once we arrive in Jubilife City, we encounter the necessary Pokemon to beat the game, because honestly, I will not make every trainer struggle to death. I would hate my life if I did. So the necessary Pokemon is Badoo. Not just a Badoo. The thing is, we need a Poison Point ability one and a defensive nature one as well. Now the tactic to really work the run is to switch in between 2 Badoos until Poison Point activates, because most of the beginning Pokemons are physical attackers because they have the starting move like Tackle, Scratch. So this strategy will be very useful until, of course, I face up against a special attacker. Anyways, we want to evolve our Badoo as fast as possible. The only thing is, Badoo evolves by happiness, and we need a minimum 220 happiness, and Badoo starts with a good healthy 70 happiness. The 2 ways we could increase happiness in our state right now is to beat other Pokemons and train up Badoo without letting it faint, but that's not the best strategy because we needed a low enough level to get all the status moves, and the other method is to just run around, slowly raise our happiness, and sometimes periodically testing out if we raised it high enough. And if Badoo doesn't evolve, I will reset the game and start running again. Keep doing it until finally it evolves. Now we can finally start playing the game. Now we start doing important things like messing around on the calculator app. For some reason, this Poketch watch always disappears when I'm playing this game, and I still can't get it back. If you watch my Bidoo video, the Poketch actually disappears and I never get it back late game. When it gets deeper in the run, you'll see what I mean. Anyways, we get into our next rival battle fight. We send our Shinx, first weaken its attack stat, and then switch into my spare Badoo in the back. Keep switching until Starly fainted, then Turtwig is sent out next, and this is the reason why I chose Piplup, because Turtwig is the only starter who does not have a super effective move against my Roselia ever throughout the entire challenge, and we all know that starters are the strongest Pokemon when our rivals are using them. Next up, we head into Orbit Mine and train around the rock type Pokemons to get our Roselia up to level 16 to get Leech Seed, which will be a top move for us, just like Breloom in our Emerald game. And a few hours in, and we finally get into our first gym, which is the Rock Fiend Roark. Same game plan, we send out Shinx to weaken Craniodos's attack stat and do it 3 times just to make sure it's weak enough for our Roselia. Now it's time to send out our Roselia to fix things, Leech Seed the mate, and slowly drain Cranidos and receive our first gym badge. Our next roadblock in a way is the introduction to special attackers, which means poison port will be of use at all against the opposition, and is also a grass type, so we can't leech seed it. So we have to go back to our roots and make the struggle down. We then head into Eternal Forest, where we meet our partner where we can't control, Sharon. They use their own attacking moves while we be useless. Now the next thing is to grind our way to level 37 to learn Toxic. If you put this in perspective, we have a level 37 Pokemon before the second gym. That is stupid in my opinion. I don't know why I did it. I didn't need it because Toxic won't be useful in the next few boss fights at all because they're part poison types, they're aces. So I wasted all the time for nothing. The battle with Giratina starts and is very straightforward. I set up our newly found Toxic Spike move to get Turtwig and Shurum poisoned. Now the final step is to get past our final evolution Roserade. I can't hit it, so the next best option for me was to throw Pokeballs at it until it ran out of PP and until it struggles to death, and we receive our second gym badge. And in this game, if you throw a Pokeball at a Pokemon that's a trainer's, it does not disappear from your inventory. So essentially, I have unlimited turns to waste as long as my Pokemon does not faint. Now following that, we have Fantina of Hearthome. It's very simple as well. We Toxic Stall all her Pokemons and Leech Seed her poison type Pokemons. And since Roselia is level 40, it can take a lot of hits pretty well. Right now we get into a bit of gambling to get ourselves a wide lens hell items because Leech Seed and Toxic is not 100% accurate, and if we happen to miss, it wouldn't bode well for us. We're just gonna have to make sure it's a guarantee almost. Now speaking of Maylene's fighting gym, most of it actually beat the shit out by Roselia, just two-shotting it before I could really stop it. Just nonsense. Anyways, we fight Maylene and we throw down the T-Spikes, wipe out both Meditite and Machoke, and Leech Seed stall Lucario until it falls. I don't understand why Game Freak doesn't have Medicham ever. They always have Meditite. Never understood why even in late games most trainers have Meditite and not Medicham. We need some justice for our Medichams. So our next stop will be Crasher Wake's gym. We get ourselves into a bit of a pickle because Floatzel is a monster, it's fast and it has Ice Punch. Some god tier moves kind of piss me off the prick, but we get through him and we head into the deadliest battle of the game. The double battle of the fog, I like to call it. Man, I tried twice and these people just kept killing me. I had Intimidate on one time and then the Raichu whipped out Tail Whip and then lowered my defense for the Gyarados to shit on me. So at the end of the day, I avoided them. I ran past them and we ran so far that we got into the Iron Islands. Here we team up with Riley and we do the boring thing of just waiting for Lucario to beat everything while I do nothing. But there is a reason for us to go through this dungeon. The very end, of course, there's a shiny stone and we need to finally evolve our Roselia into a Roserade. Now we have a god Pokemon. Unfortunately we have a steel type gym next, so half our moves, which are poison based, are rendered useless, and I'm stuck leech seeding for the entire time while he's just being an absolute prick. If you do not know, the amount leech seed takes from a Pokemon is 1/8 of their total HP, so it's a bit of annoying to sit around until that happens. With Byron down, we head into my favorite gym of Sinnoh, Candace. Though Candace is an ice type gym leader, most of her ice moves are pretty weak, being Ice Shard and Sneasel not being a Weavile, so its full strength is not there. Her first few Pokemons are simple: Toxic, Leech Seed, Stall, then her Frostlass comes out. It does a number on my HP, but then again there is not Hail, so it will miss and only has 5 PP on Blizzard. We're playing the War of Attrition here. Once Obama comes out, it has very limited turns to even knock me out, so that was Candace. We beat Candace, which leads us into our headquarter fight with Cyrus, which is quite tough, only because I can't kill the Honchkrow fast enough. Little fun fact about Honchkrow, its HP is awful, its defenses are awful, its speed is not great, but its attack stat is nuts. If you give this Pokemon turns, it will put you down. If you give him free turns without attacking him, without doing a lot of damage, without putting him away, it will kill you. And that's what it did to me. The only way to get past him is by sending out my Magmar I got at Valley Ironworks, and it got burned from Flame Body. Only reason I had Magmar was for this ability, and Honchkrow being weakened by burn makes everything possible. Then our next fight will be the super boss Cyrus inside the Distortion World, or final fight with Cyrus. And again, he does have stronger Pokemons, and he does completely destroy me, but our Roserade is just a bit too tanky. Roserade does have pretty good defenses for what it is. It's not too frail and it's quite speedy. Its special attack is pretty high too. It's an okay Pokemon. Anyways, we beat Cyrus. Now our next stop will actually be catching Giratina because we actually use him. That's why we catch the Dusclops in the springs once we return from the distortion world, and we also catch Yuxi in Lake Acrity. Fine-tuning our team and getting some TMs to beef up our team like Reflect, Light Screen, Flash, and Protect. Head into Volcanic and we do the exact same thing as every other gym and put down all these Pokemons until Electivire punches my Roseberry in the face multiple times. We get our 8th gym badge, head into the Pokemon League, and our final battle with Barry commences. Quite the cunt, honestly. I started weakening one of his biggest threats, which is his Staraptor with Intimidate with my Staravia. Lucky for us, he does not have Brave Bird, and we take it down pretty easily. Next up will be his stupid Snorlax that can't kill my Roseberry. However, I can't kill him fast enough because every few turns he uses Rest. I do this until he literally runs out of Rest. Rest has 15 PP and he only uses 3 times, so he has to fall asleep, regain all his HP, wakes up in 2 turns, and then does it again. Sometimes he throws a Body Slam in, so that's completely ridiculous. He has immunity as well, so he couldn't even get poisoned. The fight continues and all the threats are neutralized with poison except him. But once we get past the Giratina with Protect in its arsenal took down Torterra, I'm just saying if that was a Napoleon, it would have Dropeg and we would have had a Leech Seeded. It would have been immune to poison. If it was an Infernape, it would have threatened my Roseberry from the start. Anyways, we start our Elite Four challenge, 8A Ron. Toxic Stall him first, all the way down, and this is why we have a Dusclops, to make sure we can't get Hard Body counter. Drapion threatens my Giratina with Crunch, threatens my Roseberry with Ice Fang. It absorbs Toxic Spikes because it's part poison type, and it can't be poisoned. So our Dusclops is insurance, so we could take down this Drapion. It takes 1 Crunches and uses Curse, so it's guaranteed goes down eventually, quicker than Leech Seeding it to death. Next up, Young Bertha will be Hard Body Wall by Roseberry completely. Toxic Spikes and Toxic her Wishcast and her Gliscor and whittle down her entire team. Big Bag Raperior can't kill me in one shot even with his Rock Wrecker. Anyways, a big strong Flint is next, and honestly, it went better than I expected. Roseberry obviously isn't the best to have here, but Roseberry's natural special defense bulb is so useful. It can take a few Fire Blasts, sometimes they miss, so it's even better. But the true star in this battle will be Giratina. It's just massively bulky, and it's just sitting there, doing nothing, while everyone faints from poison in front of it. It actually hard body counters the Infernape, and Magmortar dies 1v1 to my Roseberry, which is insane. Roseberry is the GOAT. Next up is the Jewel Fiend himself, Lucian. Goddamn, this man is kinda annoying. All his Pokemons are threats to mine, and it's absurd. Nothing want to die. I get to this final Pokemon, Bronzong, and it crits me, and I lose. So I gotta do the battle again. So let's commentate from there. I start off, obviously, using Curse on his Mr. Mime to guarantee the KO. It does use Reflect on the first turn, so it's pretty free. And I could bring out Dusclops one more time, maybe get a Martyr on the Pokemon. Anyways, we send our Roseberry, and then do the same thing, Toxic Spikes to the floor, and everything's basically toxic at that point. Now, we have to work around the fact that I'm very weak to Psychic, and Psychic types are pretty strong, so we have to switch between all our Pokemons to, negate all the damage we would take, and then slowly whittle them down. And we finally get past Lucian, and we head into the champion fight, which is actually not that hard. Cynthia is not that hard with this team. Giratina does have Psychic as a move, but like I said earlier, Roseberry's natural bulk just eats it and lay down T-Spikes, Leech Seed. I'm ready to demolish Cynthia. One big issue is Togekiss coming out, avoiding the Toxic Spikes, and it does have an Air Slash, so sometimes it'll flinch me a lot. A bit annoying, where we knock her down, and finally the worst thing to ever happen is her final Pokemon being Roseberry. I sent out my own. She does have Extrasensory, and she's just slowly taking me down in HP. And it looks pretty troubling until it runs out of PP. We luckily deplete extra sensories PP just in time and start to mount a comeback, regain our HP while she uses energy ball, and finally she begins to struggle to death. She used a full restore even though she's struggling to death literally, but in the end we beat it. We are so very stupid to do this challenge again, but again I want to thank you all for watching all the way to the end. I'm so glad you guys actually really enjoyed these challenge videos. I've been making them since earlier this year, even when they didn't do too well on my channel. I just really love doing them, and now I'm glad like it turns out a lot of people actually really enjoys them. I love them, of course. I do want to say I'm very thankful for all the support. We're almost at 2K subscribers, and I started this month with like 200 subs, and it's been such a surreal thing to just see it happen. And so grateful to wake up every day and find out new comments, good or bad. It just feels so nice. I love interacting with you guys in the comments as well. And no Verlis, I don't think Verlis copies me. Even if he did, I don't own the whole genre of challenge videos. I just make challenge videos. Anyone can make challenge videos. It doesn't matter to me who makes challenge videos. I'm not the gatekeeper to challenge videos. And it's pretty cool that Verlis did some challenges, and some of my PokeTuber friends want to do challenges themselves. If I inspired them to do some challenge videos, I think that's better for the entire Pokemon community. I think we're expanding more as a Pokemon community. No one's like just in a bubble, because I really like these types of videos because they're like Let's Play videos but more modern. I know I don't want to watch Let's Plays because they take too long to get finished, and once you're invested, eventually you're gonna die off because an episode or two might throw you off, kind of be bland, and then now you're turned off from Let's Plays, from that Let's Play series, and then you gotta start new. You don't really get an ending until way down the line. While this, you get an ending, you get a beginning, ending, and the journey in between, all in one video. And I really like these videos, and I'm glad you guys like them too. I know I said that already, but anyways, my name's been Alpha. I hope you had a wonderful day. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down your suggestions for future videos, and I'm out. Peace.